Parenting, Abba, why so tough now? Why so tough? Parenting can be enjoyable, can be lovely, can be challenging, can be a lot of things. Parenting a child or children is not something you just kind of ignore because it's a ministry. And oftentimes people don't really step into that ministry fully because having a child is something different to can you nurture other people's children. So as a parent myself, I'm a mother of 5 nations. Oh my goodness, I wasn't warned. I wasn't warned. I was not informed. I have three of my children kind of close in age. 2003, 2007, 2006. Then I had my last two, 2018, 2020. So looking at parenting back then and now, I'm a bit more experienced, I would say. And one of the things with parenting is the fact that you don't know what you're getting yourself into. It's not the kind of go to college, learn how to do this, and then you do it properly. You just kind of, they just throw you in there. It's like trying to survive in the pool where you don't even know how to swim. And it can be sad because I remembered I noticed my last baby, Queen Esther, started this questioning about her body. And we are kind of, composing simple songs in regards to her right, her awareness and everything. And one day I was just sitting, I was so thinking, it is shameful that we have to prepare our children and we have to compose educational songs because of danger, because of the word is this, the word is that, saying no, understanding that someone might want to touch you in the way that you don't want and stuff like that. It is shameful. The fact that you cannot easily ask a child to go to the next street to get something for you, it's a shame. What's the word getting into? Like looking back to my upbringing back home in Nigeria, there's community parenting. Even if your mom forgot to, say to our neighbor, someone will look after you. If you're walking on the street alone for maybe a few blocks, someone will say, yeah, come here, where are you going? Where's your mom? Where's your dad? Is your mom aware that you're on this road? Is your mom aware where you're going? Somebody will look out for you. Parenting, I was not informed. But there's nothing we can do about it because the end days are near. So we just have to be up at it and go. So today I just want to touch on it, on the fact that parenting can be easy when we embrace this point that I want to share with you. Because when you're pregnant as a person for the first time, you're expecting a child, you don't know what you're getting yourself into until the baby comes. You don't know whether you're doing it right, whether you're doing it not right. You're just trying to take care of that child. You can only pour out what you know. You don't know what you're doing until what you are passing to the child is being received well. So we have a lot of work to do as parents, as teachers, as guardians, as anybody that come in contact with children. My mentor that I found online, we always say the developmental age of a child is between 0 to 5, the part that you can kind of input and develop them, make them, into. So that time is the time that you nurture, you put a lot of digging. It's like planting a seed. You might not see the results yet. It takes its time. It takes years or days or weeks or whatever for that child. And we often say that what you have put in a child, your work up to age 18, from age 18, you begin to see your results. But how can we make life easier for ourselves? Because nobody will teach you, nobody will equip you to say, oh, Seun, you come here, you go through this lesson, then when you are qualified, then you can start having your own children. Is to embrace other people's children. Embrace your nephews, embrace your nieces. Be there for other people, other members of your family who are having children, especially if you have older siblings or older close relatives or friends who are having children before you. Embrace those children as yours. Then you will learn before you get into the game. And why I will say this is I often believe, I stand to be corrected, that to be a parent, to be a mother, and to step into motherhood ministry is not the same. And why I say that is, a lot of mothers, fathers, parents know how to take care of their own children alone. They can only take care of their own children. When you put them in charge of other people's children, they don't take care of them like they will take care of their own. It's like someone come to your house, another person's child come to your house, and you treat that person less or lesser than you treat your own children. You are not in the motherhood ministry. You're just a mother. You are not into that ministry, because ministry is open to anybody to come into your world and you be the same to every child. Imagine if you have like children, my two toddlers, who will be, Moses will be 6 next month, 5 and 4, and you have somebody who say, can you quickly mind my children for me? I have an appointment. And they are between the ages of that 5 and 6, and just the same age range with your children. And they come into your house, you serve your own children food, you put nice protein, maybe one pair of chicken, one boiled egg or whatever with what they're eating, and you serve these other people with no protein, with no chicken. You are a parent, but not in the ministry. Maybe your children went up to your bedroom, they started jumping on your bed, but the moment these other children come to your bed to jump, you don't want them to jump on your bed. No. If you're saying no to these children who come to visit you, whether for a short period of time or a longer period of time, you have to say the same no to your own children at that particular time. If you understand what I'm saying. To be a parent, to be a mother is because you are a mother to someone or some people. But to step into that motherhood ministry, which all of us need to step into, you cannot operate in that ministry except you know how to treat every children the same. I will always say this, sometimes we can be so judgmental, and I'm not excluding myself. Some people, when their own children do something, they say, all these children, they got their pause, the way they behave these days. But when other people's children do something, they will say, oh, she wasn't raised well. She's just like her mother. She's just like her father. We are so judgmental. And can I just say this? If you have other children in your house, they will not be the same like your children. They don't talk the same like your children. They will not act the same like your children. They don't live in your house. Even oftentimes, people who come in to visit, we respect your space more than your children. We listen to you more than your children. So parenting is not just about parenting your own seed alone. That is, you can say, that's what parenting is to me. But stepping a bit further outside of that parenting into the parenthood ministry, the motherhood ministry, the fatherhood ministry, proves that you can take care of every child. Imagine if you're a Sunday school teacher in church, and even when people comes into the room, they can feel the tension between you and a particular child. Imagine teachers, what they have to go through with your own children. So parenting can be a lot of work, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a lot of work. I did a parenting section, finding the gift of your child, also to celebrate my birthday this year, 14th of March. I'll link it up here for you to go and watch that. It's over 30 minutes. And I shared it live. I only, cut a part of my own to kind of post on YouTube. That will really help. And remember I mentioned earlier that parenting now, it's a bit easier for me than when I was parenting my 3 older children. Because now I have extra aunts, of course, with the older sibling to help me when they are free with the younger sibling. And having said that, I have, invested a lot in knowledge in developing my own self as a person, personal development. What I stand for, I'm a certified life purpose coach. So part of what built your purpose, acknowledging your gift and your talent, is through personal development. So I'm a better person now when I have these 2 toddlers than who I was when I was nursing my 3 older children. It's not because I was wicked, of course not. I love my children more than anybody else. But I know better now than what I knew as a mom back then. So oftentimes I will look at my 4-year-old and kind of have a bit of who she is, what she likes, sensing her personality. Like during the video that I said I will link up, I mentioned, if you've heard of the 3H, the head, the ant, the art, that I call the triple H. I can easily look at a child, especially a child that spent more time with me, to say, this child fit more in the head category, or she fit more in the art or the ants category. So I can easily spot the gift of a child, even though sometimes, because you have to nurture your gift, oftentimes an unnurtured gift will look like the child is a rebellion child. If a child have the gift of communication, obviously they'll be talking a lot. And when there is no guide, no nurturing around your speech, when you talk, you'll be talking nonsense, the way. So you need guidance. You don't say keep quiet to a child that talks too much. You just need to guide them. Oh, you don't say things like this. Oh, you say this. It's like one of my children, when she's saying Yoruba, she doesn't know, with older people we say with somebody that is your age mate or that you're older, that you use O. Like if you want to say to an elderly person, you say pele. My daughter might say pele. Kilo shie. That's if you're talking to somebody who is younger than you. So you just have to nurture them to say, oh, you're learning a new language. We use for older person. or the person might say something that is really, really above their age. You just have to nurture and guide them. And then I will look at myself now and say, oh God, I'm so thankful, because it's like while I'm learning, I'm using my kids to learn and grow at the same time. So for every parent out there, have this at the back of your mind that depend on the number of children that you have, that's how many times you have to go to school. When you have your first child, they start from junior infant. I don't know what's in your country, wherever you're watching from. You will go to that junior infant again, senior infant all the way. If you have 3 children, you will go through junior infant, senior infant 3 times. So that's how many times, because you have to work, you have to help them with their assignment and all. So that's how many times you have to go to school again and again. I saw on social media somebody was ranting, motherhood can be hard. I'm not the one going to school. Why do I have to get up every morning? That's just the way it is. They are the one going to school, but you have to get up to take care of them. Parenting it's kind of a job that, even though we don't get paid for it, but there's always this joy that comes from being a parent. Not necessarily just your biological children. The ability, the grace, the privilege that God will look at you and put a child in your care cannot be overrated. God look at you and think, I need to put someone in the care of this person, whether as a biological child, whether you adopt those children, whether your sister wants to relocate, to say, take care of my children till I can put myself in order and come to take them, whether your neighbor doesn't take care of their children properly, you say, anytime you come back from school, come and eat in my house, whether you look at orphans and think these people don't have parents, I will take care of your school fees from your primary school to secondary, whatever, is a privilege. It's not everybody that have that grace. And I'm not just talking about biological children, because people say, oh, what about me? No, it's not. Having your own children is not the key to getting into heaven. It's not a pass for your salvation. It's just biological children are one of the ways that you can have children. There are other ways that is there. You get to some age, your children are all grown, they've moved on. You adopt 1 or 2 to be around you, to embrace your old age, to take care of you. So it's a privilege. I don't even know how to compare this. It's like God give us life and also put a life in our care. So it's just a privilege. It's just the grace of God to be able to do that. And because God found us worthy, doesn't mean we will not be accountable to the impact that our role in the life of these children. So sometimes we get some negativity coming from a lot of people who don't even have an idea what parenting is all about. A parent is everything. I will say jokingly, before you become a parent, I hope you know that you are a slave, because mommy, carry me, mommy, come and drop me, mommy, do this. It's just you. We're daddy, and all, because they will say we don't always mention their name now. So you're just everything, especially living in this side of the world. I live in Ireland. I don't have house help. I can't afford it. I don't have a gate man. I don't have a gate. I don't have a driver. I have to drive myself. There's nobody that come in to say, oh, let them go and spend weekend with me while you rest. We don't get that. So it's a lot of school run here and there. Back home, it's very easy for you to have somebody that will help you, even without you paying for it. Like, I shared my video going to surprise my dad. I was brought up in a face me, no slapping kind of accommodation. I knew how my childhood was. It was nice. It was nice. People from different walks of life. It was nice. You get back home, your mom is not there. There's always somebody at the house that you say, oh, Seun, have you eaten? Somebody, have you eaten? Because they know that you're coming from school. It's not a responsibility. But the community parenting makes parenting easy. It won't be a solo ride. But here it's more like a solo ride. Because even the closest person to you, like your sister, have to do their own school run. And your children go to different schools. They have to solve that problem. They can't drop their own problem, And if you have somebody that give you a little bit of assistance, oh my God, appreciate such people, because they are not very common. Like myself, I love my home. I don't like leaving the house. And it's a lot of, struggle with the parking arrangement, getting down to people who do school or know all this. It's not easy. It's not easy to do all that, but we are thankful, because for every location, for every environment, you have the pros and cons. Like here, we don't pay school fees, and the public school are standard, lovely schools. But back home, you guys pay. You don't want your children in public school, you pay most of these fees. You buy uniform here, maybe towards their books, stationaries, and all we contribute towards is a bit easier. And there's no news of, oh, the NEPA took light and stuff, we pay for electricity and we are able to use the electricity. That's not what I'm comparing, but I'm just using myself as an example of the fact that back home is a bit more easier to parent a child. Well, especially if you have the resources to take care of the children because of the way some countries are, God help us. But there are people there. You can easily say, like, my mom lives in Ibadan. Assuming I'm in Lagos, I can say, oh, you're going to grandma over the weekend on Friday, I pick you up on Sunday, or you can go to grandpa. But you're not going to send your child to, they even want to send their own. So you sending your own is not even going to work. So that gap is just getting wider and wider because it's everybody for themselves. So I just want to come here and rant out and also embrace every parent out there, whether you're a man, you're a woman. Hug yourself. If anybody's not saying, well done, you're doing so much, hug yourself, embrace yourself. You're doing a fantastic job. But parenting, it's so tough. Why is it so tough now? Why is it so tough? Well, we thank God. It's just we enjoying the grace of God. Like I mentioned, that valid point. Embrace. If you don't have any children yet, the best way to learn and be, equipped and have experience before you get into the workforce, is to embrace other people's children. Embrace your nieces, your nephews. If you have friends who are having children already, embrace. Be in their life. Parent teacher meeting, birthdays, everything, take them out. Be there as their parents. Then you will learn, you'll be well equipped. And there are courses here and there that you can attend before you get yourself, you prepare yourself mentally, because aside the fact that of a physical challenge, parenting will challenge you mentally. It will challenge you mentally. Anytime you see a mom or a dad that is crying, it's not because they are sad. Sometimes you're just overwhelmed, you just want to let it out. And letting your tension out sometimes comes with tears. So sometimes it comes in form of tears, in form of shouting, in form of just sitting down there not talking to anybody. So parenting can be a lot of things, but you just have to prepare yourself mentally, one step at a time. Don't ever look at people who compare your children to any children. Don't ever look at people who have something bad to say about your children. Your children are your children for a reason. If God know that you will not be able to be a caretaker for these children, God will not give them to you. God did not make any mistake by giving my children to me, or the likes of people who will run their mouth that I have too many children, as if I come and beg them for money. God will not give them to you. You know that you will not be able to cope with them. And for the likes of people who will think that because they have to, other people should have to, it's not your business. Take care of you and let people take care of themselves. And some of you will have many. You will think other people should have many as well. It's not your business. The part that God is calling you into is different from where He's calling other people into. If God has destined that you will have the numbers of children you will have, you definitely have them. There is no running. There is no hiding. There is no anything that you can do. And it's even love that God has for you that He will say you must have this number of children, and you end up having that number of children. And for a lot of people who are listening to me, who are looking at me, and who are praying for the fruit of the womb, whether to have their own biological children, whether to IVF, surrogacy, adoption, whatever, God will meet with you. God will meet with you. I use myself as a point of contact for you, all my children, and I pray that God will visit you the same way He visited me. Even sometimes when I don't even want that visit of children, He still visits me and drop them in my bosom. We just thank God. God will meet with you in the mighty name of Jesus. Just focus on you. Don't worry about noises here and there. Distractions will come. Just focus on your focus. And parenting is good, but while you're parenting your own children, step a bit into the motherhood ministry. Take care of other children as your own. Don't be mean to other people's children. If you know that your children in your own house, when they eat, they will drop their plate in the sink. Don't see other people's children doing it and say, oh, they are spoiled. Oh, you didn't raise them. No, no, no. You can correct a child in love. So don't condemn other people's children when they are doing the same thing that your own children are doing at home. You just want to prove you are a better parent. There is no better parent out there. God will help us. Speaking, teaching is something. Receiving and listening is another thing. So God will help us. And oftentimes I will say that it's very easy for your child to comply when you are there. The most important thing about, to know that a child has received your teaching is when you are not there, what do they do? What are they doing when you are not there? That's when they have really received. But are they receiving? God will let them to receive in the mighty name of Jesus. So just focus on your focus and embrace parenting. If you're thinking of going in there and looking at this video and say, no, if you say, oh, we've never seen this before, you just want to scare the person in that situation. Nothing. It's nothing. It will give you so much joy, so much fulfillment. If you want children, it will be part of one of the that you cannot even explain the joy. Joy unexplainable. That's what mother would give to you. Somebody, if you have a child like Queen Esther, and they come, Mommy, are you okay? Like today, let me even cast her. She won't even know. Anyway, like today, she came to my bed and she was lying down, and all of a sudden, boom on my face. And she realized, oh, sorry, Mommy, I was dreaming. And Moses wanted to take my cake, and I wanted to beat Moses, and I beat you. Hey, I'm like, you are fighting in your dream. And the brother that already came to my room before she got it was saying, it's okay, Koke, we all made mistake. I'm like, hey, baby, this is me in the middle of so much love this morning. So motherhood can be what it is, parenting can be what it is, but when you are old, when you are stable, everything will flow. You can't force things. Just let it flow and let God help you to navigate life one step at a time. If you are on the same page with me, drop in the comment section a moment that kind of give you joy, that make you laugh so much that people are wondering, did you win the lotto? So till I come to your screen again, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, warriors.